What's up, everybody? So, welcome to another Metal Gear Solid 5 Theories. Today I'm going to be talking about just kind of little things. Like, this isn't going to be a very long video. There's just a few things that I know you all have commented about that I've kind of looked into. I wanted to talk about them a little bit and see what we got going on here. First thing is basically a lot of people have been talking about the shrapnel in Big Boss's head. Basically, they're supporting the body double theory because it doesn't make sense that Big Boss has a piece of shrapnel in his head, because if you look at the footage where he gets admitted to the hospital, it doesn't look like he has a piece of shrapnel in his head. But it's really hard to tell, to be honest. Like, I've watched the footage and I keep watching it and trying to like get a good look at it, because basically he's got people standing over him the whole time. They never like really give you a good look at his face. There's like one scene where a nurse like is standing in front of him. She steps out of the way and you see his head, but the focus moves toward Kaz, and then Big Boss's face just gets blurry. But there's like another nurse like holding his head, and it's like you can kind of see something there, but it's really hard to make out, especially since you have light from the window coming in and it's kind of like blurring out that section of his head. So, I mean, it's just very hard to see, but I do think it's there. I tried to get a screenshot. I tweaked the coloring a bit to kind of give it like more depth so you can kind of make things out better. But it's still kind of really hard to make out. But in that scene, the nurse holding his head also like turns Big Boss's head, and then like he's looking at something. Like he could be looking at the shrapnel, but also it's like you would think if he turned his head, the shrapnel would be poking out. But like I said, the focus was away from him, so he was pretty much really blurry, and it's kind of hard to like really tell. But I do know for a fact that he does have the shrapnel in his head when he wakes up, because there are multiple scenes where you actually like see it. One of the parts is when he gets hit by that little fire thing or whatever, and he falls to the ground. You can see the shrapnel sticking out underneath his bandages. You can also see it at a part where he like pins himself up against the wall when that helicopter comes by. He has a piece of shrapnel in his head when he wakes up. So another thing about the horn on Big Boss itself, I believe, it's almost symbolic in this game. It's more than just like a piece of shrapnel sticking out, because it appears to be a horn, and you actually hear him say to Kaz in one of the trailers, he's like, "Kaz, I'm already a demon." Like, so it's like it's you see what I'm saying? It's metaphorical, because it's like, oh, like I would love to see this game. Like, imagine if this game is basically the setup for how Big Boss becomes bad guy Big Boss, because we still haven't seen that flip yet. We've seen it like, because every game he's still pretty much the hero, but it's like we've never seen Big Boss flip that switch yet. And it's like we know in Metal Gear 1 and 2 that he's the bad guy. So how does he get there? Maybe this game kind of explains that gap. I would really like to see that. I think that would be cool. But that's just kind of one of the things. Another thing is I've had some people talk about the shadow that he casts on the ground when he is actually crawling. Like right after in the first 5 minutes of gameplay, he's crawling. He gets to the stool. When he gets onto the stool, if you look at his shadow, it almost has like a rounded appearance of his head instead of like showing his mullet and everything. And like I kind of don't know what to do with that information. Like it could be the game. Like, I'm gonna say that outright. It could just be the game, because I'm not gonna rule that out yet, because it's like I don't have any other player like shadows to compare it to. It could just be like an oversight, or it could be, since it is a rounded head, it looks more like Ishmael's shadow. So this could be the hallucination theory, like playing towards that. But it's kind of a weird type of theory, because he looks like himself. It's weird that he would project, like his projected self looks like he actually looks, and then he looks different. Like, you understand what I'm saying? Like, it's weird to go in that order. Like, it would basically be like he looks like Ishmael because his face would be bandaged up and be rounded, as opposed to looking like he looks, but he's also following an illusionary version of himself. I mean, that's, like I said, I don't really know what much to do with that information, like what to make out of it. Another thing y'all have been wanting me to talk about is Vapor Snake. The only information I know that even started this theory, it's another Plycoplisk, whatever the fuck his name is, I don't remember. But that guy, he always makes all these theories up, and then I have to talk about him. I hate that I have to read his fucking videos. But anyway, I watched that. Pretty much the only thing I saw about Vapor Snake in there is that at one point you see Snake smoking what appears to be an electronic cigar. If you actually look at the footage, it does look weird. It doesn't look like, I thought originally it could be like an animation error, or like if you freeze it at a certain point it looks like an electronic cigar, but it kind of does, like, because basically the tip lights up and then there's like a beam of light that goes around it. It's like little lights or whatever that light around the tip too. So, I mean, it does look like an electronic cigar. But for anybody that has ever actually smoked an electronic cigarette, you would know that even though it creates like water vapor as the smoke, it doesn't actually emit any vapor from the tip. And that cigar had vapor coming from the tip. So it could be weird animation, it could be this or that, but there's a recording basically saying where Big Boss is talking to Huey, and he says that he would never smoke a fake cigar. And but like that information by itself is, while odd, doesn't really push me to create an entirely new character out of nothing. Like, I mean, it would be cool if there was another Snake, but there's been no mention of another Snake. There's been no hinting at it. It feels like it would be hard to like put him in the story, and then because he would have to be put in the story, he'd probably be killed by the end of the game. But the fact that nobody ever mentions him in any of the other games is kind of odd, like, to me. Like, especially if we're dealing with like younger versions of people we meet in later games that would have just ignored that person existed at all. I mean, it's just odd. Yeah, and another thing about the whole Vapor Snake theory, this is stuff that it's like I didn't catch by myself. Like, this is stuff you all have told me about, so whenever you tell me about things and you want me to talk about them, I'll go research them. But I hate when it's like the only research I can find or any theory or anything is by this one guy. I don't know if he's made another video, and I'm not trying to like start shit, so don't go over there and tell like, oh, Sketch Stu talking shit about you. None of that. I'm just saying that, like, it feels like if he does do a video in like a more extended analysis, it's just going to be the Gray Fox theory, and we take Gray Fox and now it's Vapor Snake. Like, because once again, the body double theory has to apply and everything. And I just don't put much into the body double theory because, like, biggest reason is the story. It's just gonna fuck the story. And why are we playing somebody else when this is Big Boss's game? Like, this is his redemption. Why somebody else taking his place and doing the things for him? I don't get that. Yeah, those are some things I just wanted to talk about because you guys have been talking about them, and I figured I'd address some of them, kind of give you my thoughts on it, and see what you guys think. And I enjoy your comments. Leave as many as you want, anytime. I enjoy them. I read most of them. I may not always respond, but I do read the majority of the comments. Rarely do I miss any. But I enjoy reading them because, like I said, you guys help me learn more every day. Like, you inform me about things that could be interesting one way or another. So, keep them coming. Have a great day. See you later. Should I make this my like out phase for these videos? Because I really think this is cool. You're pretty good. I don't know. But I'll talk to you guys later.